Hey guys, welcome back. Today I wanted to film a story time of the different celebrity encounters I had when I was in LA. Just because I've had a lot of friends ask me to tell the story, and I thought it might be easy just to come on camera and share it with everyone, so it's easier for everyone to understand what happened. But yeah, I'd say, as I mentioned in my past video, it's actually quite easy to have a celebrity encounter while you're in LA, just depending where you go, who you're with, kind of thing. But for me, I didn't expect it to happen this many times, but yeah. So the first encounter I had with a celebrity, which, by the way, when I say celebrity, I mean either like a YouTuber or a celeb, like, I don't know, just it covers, for me, celebrity covers a whole range of things. But so the first encounter I had was I saw YouTuber Summer McKeen at Santa Monica Pier. She's I'd say I don't know if I'd call her a small YouTuber, because in America she's relatively well known, but she's a YouTuber from LA. And I don't know, I was just walking down the pier with a friend and just walked past her, and I was like, oh, is that Summer McKeen? And then by the time I realized she had like walked away, I was like, oh my gosh, that was really cool. But anyway, that story is like nothing compared to what happened later in my trip. But that was a really cool encounter. I saw a YouTuber that I've watched a few of her videos before, so that was really cool. So that was my first encounter. The second encounter I had was bigger. Basically, this was actually all of these encounters I had were by chance. The next one that happened was in my last week. The rest of the encounters I had happened in my last week. Me and my sister were walking down Melrose Avenue one afternoon. I think it was a Sunday afternoon. And we were just in the West Hollywood side of Melrose Avenue, and we were walking down, and then we just saw like a decent line outside a clothing store. It wasn't like a huge round the block kind of line, but it was a decent sized line outside of a store. And we were like, I wonder what that line's for, because it's like a Sunday afternoon. It was like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. It was a bit random. We were like, oh, like, I kind of just assumed maybe it's like a new store, or they're launching a new line or something. But we were interested. We were like, why is there a queue? So then because we were lazy, we were on the other side of the road, we were like, oh, we'll just look at the Instagram account for this clothing store and see if they have an event today or something, I don't know. And basically, when we looked at the Instagram, singer, or should I say rapper, I don't know, Machine Gun Kelly was going to be there to launch his new merch / line with this store. And we're like, oh my gosh. And to be honest, I wouldn't say like I'm a massive Machine Gun Kelly fan. To be honest, have not listened to any of his music, but I know who he is, and I know he was in Bird Box, which is a movie that I watched, and he's featured in songs that I've listened to before. That's one song. But so I knew who he was, and I was like, oh, that's really cool. So we're like, and we looked at the Instagram, and he was actually going to be there at 4. So it just so happened that we got to this store at the exact time he was going to be there. So we were like, well, we may as well go over and have a look. So we walked over, and we kind of like waited in the line, and not long after he drove himself, which I thought was cool. He drove down Melrose Avenue and turned into the driveway of this store, got out very casually, and yeah, went straight in the store pretty much. I think he was in there to like sign people's clothing items if they bought anything. So basically we were staying in line for maybe like an hour. To be honest, I was not intending to buy anything. I just wanted to like see him and meet him. But after an hour, like, he came out the store. I think he was planning to leave, and before he left, I thought this was really nice of him. He like went around like shaking everyone's hands, meeting everyone. Someone asked him for a photo, but then he said that he wasn't taking photos, and I think that's just because like there's quite a few people, and it wouldn't have been fair because he couldn't get around to everyone. So but he still went around shaking everyone's hands, and I thought that was really cool. So I took a few photos and some videos of when he came back out the store, and I was standing like really close up to him. I thought that was cool. But anyway, that was my second well-known person encounter. But my final story, which includes 3 very, very well-known people to probably most people that are watching this video, was all happened in the same night, and it was very random. But on, I think it was the second last night I was in LA, might have been, I think it was a Wednesday night, me, my sister, and my friend went to visit a church. And this church is kind of known for having, I guess, celebrities slash actors, actresses come to that church because it's in a location that's close to them. Anyway, we wanted to go there not because of that, but just because we had already been visiting a bunch of different churches. But anyway, we get there, and a bit of a backstory. Basically, the friend me and my sister was with, Lulu, she works with a very respected artist in LA called Tommy, and he's a regular at this church and serves there and everything. But anyway, he gets reserved seating at the front of the auditorium, pretty much in one of the first few rows. And so because Lulu knew that we were coming, she was like, oh yeah, I'll save you guys seats. So she had saved us seats in, I think it was like the 3rd row at the front, well pretty much at the front. And I'm like, oh cool, awesome. So we get there, and we were just waiting in the lobby before we were all allowed to go inside. And I was talking to Tommy, actually. I was having a conversation with him, and then all of a sudden I hear our friend Lulu saying to my sister, oh my gosh, look to your left. And then, because I was mid-conversation, I couldn't just like turn around and see what she was talking about, but I was like, oh my gosh, someone must be here for Lulu to be like telling my sister that. And as I was talking to Tommy, I see walk into the auditorium Jake Paul and Tana Mongeau, and I was like, what? Like, what are they doing at church? What are they doing here? Like, that's awesome that they're here, but did not expect that at all. And I was like, that's so cool. And I was like, wow, whatever. And then a few minutes later, we all walked in, and Lulu showed us to where she had saved our seats. And it just so happened, like literally by chance again, that the seats that she saved for us was in the row behind Jake Paul and Tana Mongeau, and we were pretty much sitting right behind them. And I was like, what the heck are the chances of that happening? And so anyway, they were there, and because they were right in front of me, like kind of see them throughout the service, and they were being like really cute and coupley and whatever. And then so anyway, the service happens, and then at the end of the night I was like, oh, you know, since I'm here and since they're here, I may as well go over and say hello. So, and because I have watched like a lot of Tana's videos, I love her story time videos, so I would say I'm a subscriber of her. So I was like, oh, this would be really cool if I just go up and say hi. So at the end of the service, I went up to her, I said hi, and she was so sweet. Like, she came to hug me a few times, and it was just she was very kind. Yeah, I don't really know what to say, but she was very kind, very sweet, and we had a really good conversation. I was talking to her for maybe like 5-10 minutes, but she was so sweet. And I didn't get a chance to talk to Jake, but that's fine. Like, he was there, like, talking to someone else, but still, it was really cool to talk to Tana. She was really cool. And yeah, that was my experience with them. But the night was not over yet. As I was leaving, after talking to Tana, me and my sister walked out back into the foyer area, and we were just standing talking with our friend Lulu. And as we're talking, so where I was standing was facing the doorway of where you come out of from the auditorium. Anyway, I'm just standing there minding my own business, like kind of in conversation, but whatever. And this guy walks out and we made eye contact. He was looking at me, I was looking at him, we like held eye contact, and he kind of gave me a bit of a smile. And then while we were making eye contact, I was like in my head thinking, this guy looks really familiar, but I don't know who this is. And then, by the way, this all happened in like a few seconds. So even though I'm explaining it and it seems long, it happened very quickly, that's why. Anyway, and so made eye contact, and then during that I was like, this guy looks so familiar, and then as he turns to like walk away with his friends, I was like, oh my gosh, is that Cameron Dallas? And so then that's when it clicked. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's Cameron Dallas. And again, like, I didn't follow him back when he was on Vine or anything, but like I also know who he is, and like I've, you know, had a bit of a stalk on his Instagram a few times, but as I'm sure most other girls my age have done. But I was like, oh my gosh, it's Cameron Dallas. And then I like turned to Lulu and my sister. I was like, oh my gosh, guys, that's Cameron Dallas. And they're like, oh my gosh. But that was also really random. Did not expect to see Cameron Dallas at church, but that was really cool. He was with a bunch of friends, and yeah, he was very, very chill guy from what I noticed. And I don't know, I wish that I had a chance to go up and talk to him, but it all happened very fast and I was freaking out and whatever. But anyway, so those are my celebrity encounters in LA. It's funny because I almost would have seen Justin and Hailey Bieber, but because I was thinking of going to the Zoe conference while I was in LA, but then because of timing of when I have to go back to uni and everything, I wanted to give myself a week before I go back to school, to uni, so I booked my flights a certain date. But if I had stayed for conference, I would have seen Justin and Hailey Bieber there, but it's fine. I'm still satisfied with my experience in LA, and so yeah, that's my experience. I hope that you guys enjoyed this story time. Again, if there's any other stories you want me to share, or anything else you want to know about LA, as I said in my last video, like, please let me know, and I'd love to film another sit down video for you guys. So yeah, thank you guys.